What's going on, guys, and welcome to the second episode of Club and Country. We're starting today's episode off by making our first proper signing on a permanent deal. Yes, Hector Bellerin is going to come in from Arsenal for £50,000. Now, I know I had him in my West Bromwich Albion career mode for a short period of time, and he never grew, and he was a bit of a waste of money, even though he was available for such a cheap deal, just like this one. I'm very hopeful this time he will develop for us because he's going straight into our first team and he'll be part of the new squad we've assembled here at Racing Santander. As you can see, only two of those players that we were playing in that first 11 there were already at the club when we came in. We've signed an absolute ton of players on loan. If you missed the first episode, we got off to a great start, beating Real Zaragoza in the first game of the season, and we signed just so many loan players in that episode. I lost count of the amount we actually brought in, but so many players joined us on loan, and of course that is going to be the only way we can really operate in the transfer window this season, buying players on loan, because there's no Spanish players available in the free agents list. You know, loan players are all we can really rely on, but Hector Bellerin coming in for 50 grand, a permanent deal, I think is quite good. And even if he doesn't grow very well and have too much potential, I'm sure he will be a good player for us just for the first couple of seasons or so. But for the first game of today's episode, we took on Sabadell, and the first chance would fall to the home side, and the first goal as well. They worked their way inside quite nicely with a lot of passing and a really good finish in the end by the number 7 to break the deadlock. So Juan Colantes getting their goal and making it 1-0. But in the 40th minute, we come through with Buenacasa. He scored in the first game against Real Zaragoza. He's through again, but it's a great save by the goalkeeper De Navas, and he dives on the rebound too. So it's still 1-0, and in the 55th minute we were still behind. Ruben Blanco goes for this header and puts it just over the bar and out for a goal kick. We just couldn't seem to break down the Sabadell defence, and we kept on trying to get ourselves the goal back and equalise. We just couldn't do it. However, in the 75th minute here, we play the ball forward, and although it gets lost, we win it back, play the ball inside, and Sandro scores to make it 1-1. So 14 minutes to go, it's Sandro getting the goal there. Some nice passing. We almost lost it on the edge of the area, but we won it back, played it inside really quickly, and Sandro made it 1-1. So Sabadell 1, Racing Santander 1 as well, and with 10 minutes to go, we had a chance to win it here with Moreno down the right hand side. He waits and picks out Samuel down the left hand side. Really good chance here. First time crossing to Buenacasa, who almost scores a very fluky but nice goal as he heads the ball up in the air, volleys the rebound, but unfortunately the goalkeeper makes the save and it's cleared away. And the last chance would fall to the home side in stoppage time, and they almost won it as well with an absolute wonder strike by Gato, but we just about got the ball away. Forgaz's shot then blocked and put behind for a corner, and we managed to get ourselves a point in this game. So it was a very, very tough draw. I think a point was fair on the grand scheme of things, but it was a wake-up call for us, and I guess just a reminder really that even though the first game we had it easy with a 3-1 victory at home to Zaragoza, you know, we are still the lowest ranked team in this division. So we know that we won't always have it easy, but even so, a point is a good result, and I'm happy with that for our second game of the season, the series so far. It was then time for transfer deadline day, but of course, absolutely nothing happened. We couldn't afford to bring any players in. We couldn't really do anything on deadline day. We had a few grand available in the wage budget for loan deals, but to be honest, I didn't see the point because we've already got ourselves a strong first 11, and as you can see, we sold a ton of players as well in the transfer window. So it wasn't just about the players that came in, we sold a ton of players as well, and of course the reason we did that was to facilitate being able to pay for those loan players wages. We sold loads and loads and loads of players, experienced players who we just weren't going to use because they're too old for us really to develop for the future, which this series is going to be based around. And so I just thought really it was best to get that money in, and to get almost £1 million and only buy one player on a permanent deal for 50 grand, it just goes to show you how difficult this task is going to be. We're barely going to have any money to work with whatsoever. But straight after that, we actually were awarded Manager of the Month for the win and the draw in our first two games. So that was kind of nice, if nothing else. But we also saw a training injury to our goalkeeper, Raul Fernandez. He is going to be out for a week, so he'll miss 1 or 2 games, or maybe even 3 games actually. But even so, we've got Mario Fernandez, another Fernandez as a goalkeeper. He's only 1 overall lower than him, so we'll just play him for the next couple of games and that'll be fine. So it's good to have two good goalkeepers, if nothing else. But here's the squad report as we do into September. You can see how the players are doing. Nice to see some green attribute changes for some of those players on loan. Derek, Alvaro Madran as well. A couple of reds, but of course those are for those experienced players I was talking about earlier who were trying to sell on anyway. And so they're really not worth thinking too much about anyway. But still, as you'll see the squad report, you'll see the league table as well. Squad reports, just like the league table, will be shown at the start of every single in-game calendar month. So look forward to those when you want to see the progression of the players. And of course, squad reports will be important during this series because we're going to be seeing a lot of progression throughout this team and throughout a lot of individual players. So yeah, as you can see, 2 games in, we won 1 and we drew 1. That's why we're sitting in 6th place with 4 points. And yeah, to be honest, we know it's going to be a really difficult task trying to get Racing Santander into La Liga and hopefully one day becoming the strongest side in the world. They have never won La Liga. They've never won the Copa del Rey. They've never won any European trophy whatsoever. So we'll be doing our best to get them the major trophies and bring them to Santander. But we do know it's going to be really, really difficult. And I guess I'm really looking forward to this series. I really am. I've already said a few times now, I know this isn't going to be for everyone, and that's totally fine. But I think this is going to be a really interesting challenge. And I guess this really is the perfect career mode for those of you out there who have been telling me that they want to see a road to glory type of career mode. They want to see something where I take an unbelievably poor side and turn them into one of the best in the world. So hopefully this is exactly what you are going to enjoy. But still, for the second of 3 games today, we take on Sporting Gijon, and I'm going to try and make sure every episode has at least 3 games in it. Going to try and speed through the first and possibly second seasons really as quickly as possible. So playing 3 games in a single episode plus should be a good way of doing that. But still, we did take on Sporting Gijon, and the first chance fell to us, but Tunkara's header was saved by the goalkeeper, and he's through again in the 26th minute this time, whilst he's dribbling the ball forward though, and he does break the deadlock here, 26 minutes and 40 seconds in. So the man on loan from Lazio gives us the lead here as the home fans can celebrate. Really, really nice finish, and as you would have seen by my team as well, there were a lot of changes being made to this side because this was coming in midweek, and this side, as you would have seen in the squad report a few minutes ago, has really low stamina. I mean, it's to be expected with low ratings, but even so, their stamina is unbelievably poor. There are some players who haven't even got 50 for stamina. It's crazy. But still, in this game, we did make it 2-0 in the 78th minute. It was the player who came off the bench, Oscar, not one of the players we signed on loan, but just a random youngster they have in their team, getting on the end of this cross and making it 2-0. So as Oscar scores there after he came off the bench, the game was put beyond doubt. However, 5 minutes later, Sporting Gijon would get themselves back a consolation goal with Cases on the ball, dribbling forward and shooting. And what a brilliant finish that is. Absolutely fantastic. With 5 minutes to go to make it Racing Santander 2, Sporting Gijon 1. So they're back in the game. Just a couple minutes later though, we come through again. Concha finding Fede, who strikes it from range. And what a wonderful goal that would have been. Unfortunately not though. It cannons off the bar and it is cleared away, but the game did finish as a 2-1 victory for us. So 3 games in, 2 at home, 1 away, 2 wins, both at home, and the 1 draw was away, and it's been a good start. That's a really good start from our opening 3 games, to have 7 points. Don't forget, we are the lowest rated team in this division, so to have 7 points from 3 games and make an encouraging start there, I think that's a really, really good beginning and exactly what we want in terms of confidence to bring us forward. So yeah, really decent start in my opinion, and I was very happy with that. And the last game of today's episode would be against FC Barcelona B here, so I was sitting there thinking, oh man, seriously, we're going to come up against some of their really good youngsters in this game, and they're going to tear us apart. And then I thought, well, we've actually got quite a few of their youngsters, so we should be okay. Of course, we've got Munir, we've got Sandro, we've got Quinty. I think actually Sandro starts with the first team in this FIFA 15 career mode, but still some very decent youngsters of theirs. But they obviously have some good ones themselves. They've got Adama on the right wing, and obviously Dongu, my career mode last year, my PS4 career mode, I had him for Millwall. Very decent players. So they've got some very good youngsters themselves. We know that. But I looked at my side and I thought, I still think that we are just as capable coming up against Barcelona B, because even though I do expect they will be probably towards the top end in this division come the end of the season, I still feel as though we had enough about us to beat them away from home, collect our first away 3 points, and take it from there. And the first chance would fall to Barcelona, and they would actually score the first goal as well. It came through that man Dongu, who was on loan with us last year, and yeah, that was just hilarious. Me talking about thinking that we'd definitely have enough ability ability to beat them, and they score as soon as I'm saying that. But still, Barcelona 1, Racing Santander 0. But in the 18th minute here, Buenacasa gets onto the ball and fake shots round his man, and he just storms through. And this is the one thing about this league that I'm really going to enjoy as well. Even though we may not have the best players, the paciest players, the strongest players, the technically good players, you know, even though we may have, you know, quite subpar players at our disposal, we are going to come up against some seriously weak defences in pretty much every single game, because the low ratings mean that their marking, their AI positioning is going to be unbelievably poor, and their tackling stats aren't going to be good as well. So we should score a lot of goals with this club. And, you know, yeah, the strikers are okay. You know, you've got Sandro and Buenacasa starting to go with Munir supporting those two. Their strikers are pretty good for this division, I would say, but even so, the defences are going to be so weak, and it means that even though they may not be the best strikers, they are still going to score a lot of goals. So we turn the game on his head here and make it 2-1 through Sandro, scoring against the club he's currently on loan from. And you see a good chance of Barcelona B there, but the header is saved by the goalkeeper, Mario Fernandez, and we get the ball away. And in the 39th minute here, we have a good chance for a counter-attack as Sandro finds his man. We play some nice passing here, and Jose Pozo on loan from Manchester City finds Sandro. Great through ball into Buenacasa. I was certain he was offside, but apparently not. He goes through one-on-one and makes it 3-1. So the man on loan from Juventus makes it 3-1. You are going to hear the phrase "the man on loan from" a lot of times during this season. But Buenacasa, the man on loan from Juventus, makes it 3-1 to Racing Santander, and we are in front of a 2-goal cushion. And Dongu almost made it 3-2 there in the 58th minute, but the shot was saved by Fernandez, and we quickly got the ball forward as we try and play a quick counter-attack here. We work our way inside with Sandro flicking it onto Munir, as nice as you like. Quick little fake shot by Munir on loan against his parent club. He finds Oscar Pozo down the left-hand side, rides the slide challenge here, chips the ball inside, Munir controls, and it's a wonderful finish as well. And that was a brilliant team goal, it really was. Even though we got so many new players, the vast majority of them being loan players, this squad, it seems like a team already. You know, even though the squad is a team full of individuals, you know, coming from other clubs, it feels like a team on its own and in its own merit. And in this game, we were showing it. 4-1 up. What a lovely goal that was. A couple of very nice passing goals in this game. But directly from kickoff, they would actually grab themselves another goal back, and it was another one for Dongu, the striker, looking as clinical in this career mode as he was for me in my PS4 career mode last year. Lovely finish there, making it 4-2. But it was going to be how the game would finish, because the last chance would fall here in the 73rd minute as they get on the ball, play it forward towards Dongu, who flicks it on. Bicho goes for the shot, but it's saved by the goalkeeper. But it was how the game finished, so a 4-2 victory. Very pleased with that, and from our opening 4 games of Racing Santander, it's been a brilliant start. 3 wins and a draw, no losses so far. We want to keep this going and keep the fantastic start to the season as well as the series up for as long as possible. So as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please leave a like, and I'll see you for episode number 3 very soon.